Hello and welcome back to episode 12 of Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. I'm Vic and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. You know, all things considered, having been abandoned for 10 years, this house is in remarkably good condition. And the stuff in it is also strikingly well preserved. They even had a case for the chess game.
Look what I found. The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate the opponent in one move?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna right now.
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object.
Perhaps something thrown?
This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason. This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868. This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869.
So she declined over the course of that time. Somewhat considerably.
It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent. There's no date at all.
Looks like the house to me. I don't know why we need to linger on those so long.
Straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right.
Potassium bromide.
Seems this was the most frequently used medication. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water, administered daily. Not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children.
I don't know anything about potassium bromide. But apparently it's a sedative. My gentle Siger, alas, I am still yet to receive any correspondence from you. One presumes my previous letters are chasing you around the continent as you travel. I hope you are in good health and already on your way home. Forgive me my impatience. But life without your kind voice and bright eyes is scarcely worth living. The boys need their father around too. I can tell that they miss you. Though as you well know, Mycroft is not one to wear his heart on his sleeve. In case my prior letters have been lost, know that we have relocated to Cordona. Please come back soon.
Oh, it brings back some memories.
The end. There.
Oh, I would love to take a bath right now.
Not this one. Surface corrosion suggests it was prone to extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose.
So I'm... What was that noise? Is our mommy's ghost still in here? What should I be pinning, I don't need to be pinning that, I should be chemistrying it. So let's do that. 4 red, 3 green, and 4 blue. So we got that, and we got that, and we need 1 more red. You know what? I don't think that one. Now, how about some green and also some blue? No, that's the wrong direction. Well, that's a lot of operations. This one is complicated. So what if we do this one? Do we have a -1 green? No, we don't. How do I make it go away? There we go. That seems obvious. Right? I think that gets us there. 3 minus 2 plus 3 is 4. No, we're still a green short. No, we're not. Yeah, this'll do it. And we'll do another one of those up here. And then a third one of those over here. An hallucinogen derived from mushrooms. Lysergic acid? I think that's going to be what? Yep, there it is.
The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was completely stained.
And
Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried to calm her down. We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
now we do one of these, a reconstruction. So what do we have here for a plate? So we have dropping something, or we have... I don't know what to make of those sounds. It sounds like getting stabbed. Excuse me. And then over here we have what? What? I think I'm going to go with this one.
I don't believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What? Oh.
Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died.
She was anxious, then hysterical. She threw food and shouted at the doctor, calling him a liar. John and I brought her morning tea, but when the shouts started, I became scared. The only thing I could think to do was hide near the bed and wait for everything to pass.
My mother...
Yeah.
She was not just ill, but... mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened. John!
Every time you... I just don't... Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
Whatever.
Well, history tells us these memories are triggered by our investigation of other matters. I suspect it could not be forced even if I so desired.
Thank you. How are you feeling about all this? Tell me, I'm not the only one reeling.
In the end, little has changed. My mother was still unwell, just not with tuberculosis. What I do not yet understand is why Mycroft lied about it. There are precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait, did you hear that?
Yes. Metallic soles. What is this sailor doing here?
Maybe he's looking for a place to squat also. Should we have a look at our clues? Yeah, about that. Okay. There's another thing for me to pin? Yeah, I guess we'll go and investigate the knocking at the door. Don't know why we need to pin a clue for that, but... Oh, not so much knocking as inviting himself in.
Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? I was looking for you.
Keep your hands where I can see him.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
You can call me your new game. The rules are simple. I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
Well, I've already spotted the pink paint on your scalp.
I cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
Of course. Explanations are my favorite part of any conversation. Hands without any sign of regular physical activity, in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink, unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the soul of an artist? I would suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists on the island know where I live and of my passion for deduction? Werner Vogel is clearly at the top of the list. And you've been attempting to conceal something square-shaped within your pocket. An invitation, I suppose. An invitation to Mr. Vogel's gallery.
That was remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so, if you win this little game. Farewell.
It's an invitation to an art gallery. So is that really our next case? Yes, it is. Caravanserai, Bazaar, and Hermes in Old City. So... Bazaar and what? Bazaar and Hermes? Yeah. Cool, thanks, map. I appreciate it. So I was right around hidden coin number 7. Okay, bye.
You won't believe it, but Werner's other idea was to put me in a dress.
Frankly, I would have found that more amusing. I don't know what Sherlock would have thought about it. But we don't get to find out, because you didn't do it. That's reasonably close. Perhaps the most pleasing part about having spent all that time grinding on bandits is that we did unlock some more fast travel locations. Alright, well, let's see if we have any more stuffs we can buy before we... Yeah.
Merhaba. It's a good day for a purchase.
Excellent. Buy all the stuff, please. Yeah.
May your purchase bring you joy.
And what do you got for me?
You should have come earlier. Everything is sold.
Well, I am
Nice affordable
disappointed.
clothes.
Don't miss
Step
out on
right
the
up.
best carpet.
All right. Eski Kitabevi. The hell is that? Bookstore?
A fresh newspaper?
Oh,
I wish you pleasant reading.
thanks. One whole money for a newspaper. It's too bad they don't have subunitary currency. Where do you suppose an art gallery would be? I think this is the right place. Oh, that's a butt. We're off to a good start. Oh, and here's another butt.
Mr. Holmes, you came. Oh, how kind. Though now, of course, I realize it is because of my game, not the works on display.
It needn't be one or the other. Your man's disguise was easily debunked, Mr. Vogel, but I shall admit that you planted in me the seed of curiosity.
Ah, terrific. I had no doubt you'd put the pieces together. Let us call it an opening gambit before the real game begins.
So, this little game of yours, what's it about?
An enigma to solve. A locked area in the basement with no windows found brutally vandalized. I have no clue how it was possible.
So I've been wondering if this guy is supposed to be a Moriarty analog. What do you think? Describe the events.
What about this intrusion? What happened?
Last night, I was about to leave the gallery when I heard a noise downstairs. I went to the basement, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. It was admittedly a rudimentary inspection. It is not uncommon to get rats down there, so seeing nothing of note, I left and locked up the building. When I returned this morning, alas, I discovered that part of the exhibition had been torched, and there was no sign of the intruder. The mystery being, of course, that all the doors to the gallery were locked exactly as I left them.
And the door to the basement is the only entrance?
Correct. Tell me you're not intrigued.
I mean, it's the classic locked room mystery. There's going to be some device that circumvents the lockedness of the room, so it's not terribly exciting.
And this locked area downstairs, what exactly was it?
The under gallery. It's always shut, and I'm the only one with the key.
Ah, so this is your private collection, not part of the gallery.
Oh, no. It's an exclusive exhibition of eccentric pieces. Only a select cadre of artists, investors, and collectors are admitted. Not everyone deserves to have their eyes opened.
Well, this matter is certainly within my wheelhouse.
This intrusion troubles me. Please take a look around if you're willing. The under gallery is through the door at the end.
I will see what I see.
I do kind of like the lapels on his jacket. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of not. I like her. Something interesting going on there. What is that? Oh, that's probably Jesus on trial. All
You
right.
Sure you don't like art, Sherry?
I mean, what's not to like about them titties, am I right? Moving on. Where is the undergallery? Ah.
Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
Well.
A simplistic attempt at provocation.
I guess people that are presuming to push the boundaries on art do tend to go to the same sorts of places, don't they?
Old, and hasn't been used for a long time. The left step's length is shorter than the right. It indicates that the walker was lame. A true artist never shows an unfinished piece.
Is that so? Is that a thing?
Sherry, how about some company in that dreary chamber of yours?
Leave my loneliness unbroken, John.
In other words, go away.
A handprint of the thing from another world. But it looks fresh, and its coal origin ruins the effect of the extra mundane.
Moved, eh? And here's the part that got burninated.
A Malpalbut. Coal fingerprints. I think we're looking for a man with a coal moustache.
Okay.
Ugh, sheer vandalism. Only an ignorant person could do such a thing.
If the frame is empty, don't we think that that piece was stolen? Is that it? Was there another thing over here? I don't think so.
The parasites of creativity. Or just a reflection of the artist's recreational interests. Saturn devouring his sun. Oh, grim composition.
Unflinching in its ferocity, yet somehow beautiful.
John, in all the people that really ought to shut up, you should shut up the most. So what do we got for clues here? That's all we got? That's it? That's really it? We should have found more down here. Oh look, they got names. The IY Franco room. I'm really impressed that we don't have anything to say about that bed.
Back home, we've got a taxidermist.
Shut up.
He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
The Oh Wild room. Isn't Oscar Wilde that guy that I got hanged for fucking with me? Or, I mean, will have hanged for fucking with me? Yeah, okay. Perhaps we can follow the footprints. No? Why not? Okay, well, let's go talk to... what's his name?
I wish I could show you the gallery under different circumstances, but life is beautiful in its unpredictability, isn't it?
Why don't you have anything to say about that? IY Franco. Oh Wild. Why doesn't this room have a name? already looked at everything there was to look at there. So the person that lit the fire didn't just light a fire. They pulled all of these down and piled them all up and lit them on fire. So they did some work. What else have I got for clues? Not much. He descended the stairs but failed to check thoroughly. I think maybe somebody was hiding in the coffin. I heard of something.
Sodden and mold-ridden. One presumes deliberately.
Okay, well that's good. I did think it was odd that we didn't have anything to say about that. Is there more over here? Yes,
Closed
there
with a
is.
metal bolt.
Come on now.
Footprints. Size 9.5.
Yeah, and now we're going to do a reconstruct. Try not to get your pretty ice cream uniform too dirty, John. Is that Vogel faking the footprints? And those are the only two options. Okay, so we got that. And we got... And... Is that it? Let's see what we got.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the hatch bolt. He accidentally pushed a shovel to the floor. Vogel heard the noise. At the sound of his approaching footsteps, the intruder hid inside the coffin. When Vogel entered the basement, he failed to notice anything strange and left without properly checking. The intruder waited until Vogel had left the caravanserai before burning the paintings in Wilde's room. But the vandalism was a cover for the theft.
There we go. Locked room solved. Mechanism detected. So what do we got going on over here? Why don't those connect? I don't know.
The pieces are not what I expected.
What do you think my collection is about?
See, these two answers are the same. Decadence is a state of decay.
Extravagant paintings have been left to rot in a basement. A commentary on decay and the crumbling of society, correct?
I don't know.
Well, that's absurd. Of course you know. It's your gallery.
There is no one answer, no singular truth, but many filtered through the subjective mind. That forgetting, embellishing, lying machine. Besides, what's wrong with a lie if it makes life more interesting?
What's wrong with a lie? corrupts the ability of others to behave freely and rationally.
Men never act freely and rationally anyway. It matters not what is or isn't in the end. The only important thing is how you feel. And I simply want to feel and consume as much as I can. Don't you?
Feelings are simply one's animal ancestry trying to wrest back control of the brain. I try to avoid the distraction.
You try not to feel, even in a place like this? None of it moves you?
To be frank, I struggle to maintain even a whit of interest in art.
But Mr. Holmes, it is joy incarnate, mankind's greatest achievement.
Mankind's highest achievement above all others is objective and rational thought.
I see then why you dislike art, for it means whatever you want it to.
Or perhaps, Mr. Vogel, I was lying.
Aha.
Well, what a cute little exchange that was.
Mr. Vogel, my investigation has revealed that the intrusion was not merely vandalism, but theft. The limping visitor left your place with a canvas.
That's very impressive.
This thief was familiar with the gallery, and he was sporting a limp. Do any of your clients or artists come to mind?
My, your attention to detail is remarkable, Mr. Holmes. I should introduce you to Bosch's works. Alas, I'm afraid I cannot suggest a culprit.
The fire was a clever attempt to hide a stolen painting, even if it didn't fool me. I found the remnants of an empty frame in the pile of ashes. The canvas had been removed. Do you know which paintings in the Wild Room may have interested a thief? Were any particularly expensive?
Those pieces belong to a well-known artist named Boniface Mercurio. They're controversial, but not of a notably high value.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the latch and dislodged the shovel while doing so. That's the noise you heard yesterday. When you went downstairs to investigate, he hid in the coffin.
It seems I should have checked the space more thoroughly.
There's something more, is there not? I can see it in your eyes.
Indeed. There is another intriguing angle. I recently received an anonymous offer for one of Mercurio's works. The sum was more than fair, and indeed could have saved Mercurio from his artistic poverty. But he declined it.
Was it a performative whim? Some artists lionize pain and hardship as if their work would be worse after a meal and a hot bath.
I cannot tell. But not only did he refuse the deal, he insisted on displaying the painting in the public space. I was hoping to change his mind, but artists are a special breed of stubborn.
So where can I find Boniface Mercurio?
I know he lives somewhere in Old City, but couldn't be more specific. He's a prominent figure, so finding him shouldn't be a problem.
What was depicted in the piece?
A bound woman, wrapped in robes, being penetrated by a red devil that stared at us, the viewer. The beast had numerous tails growing from his back, and a large crowd gathered around the pair, silently watching the orgiastic scene.
Okay, well, given the nature of the other works on display, it's hard to see why that one stood out. What could possibly be its value?
The evaluation of art is very subjective, Mr. Holmes. After all, art is everything. A poem, a bruise, the beads of sweat on your beloved skin. Even a masterfully solved crime.
I'm not sure I see the connection.
Regardless, the painting was one of a series called The Sabbath Night in Cordona. The works depict sex, violence, and other controversial acts that life, for better or worse, contains.
Ah, I see.
I'm not sure that you do, but that can wait for another time.
Well, I believe I have enough to begin. Thank you, Mr. Vogel. Your gallery certainly has unexpected depths.
I'm delighted to have been able to please a friend. In return, I expect you to come back with good news. Or at least with a good story.
But ideally, with a good hand job. Alright, well with that we are all out of time for episode 12. Come back and see me again in episode 13, and we will go find this guy that likes to paint pornography. Talk to you soon.